Hi, Topelove here. Welcome to Topel Talks. And we're going to be talking today about growth. Growth is a very, very important topic which many people refuse to admonish. But the sincere truth is that growth is an essential part of life in itself. Growth is important. Growth is the basic foundation of life. If you understand the concept of growth, you are a superstar. So today we are going to be talking about growth. What is growth? How do you grow? Well, just know one thing. As we are joining up, as we are beginning, remember that growth is either up or down. You either grow up or you go down. So put that at the back of your mind as you follow us through this topic of growth. Once again, I'm Topelove. Okay, now, number one you need to know about growth is that life is never a finished product. Life was never designed to be a finished product. We are never finished. Life keeps changing, life keeps evolving. A boy grows into a man grows into an old man. A girl grows into a woman grows into an old woman. A puppy grows into a dog. A cub goes into a lion. Even a seed grows into a plant, then a fruit. So a seed grows into a tree. A branch can grow into a tree. So life is never a finished product. Life is always changing. Life is always evolving. Life is always growing. So that is number one concept I want you to understand. Life is never a finished product. Now, another important concept I want you to know is that things don't remain the same. You always feel like things should remain the same, but life is not designed like that. The earth is not designed like that. Things don't remain the same. You understand? In the morning there's sun, in the night there's moon. That tells you things don't remain the same. During the daytime everywhere is bright. During the night time everywhere is dark. That tells you that things don't remain the same. When you don't understand seasons and time happen. Okay, there's rainy season. There's a season where there's rain everywhere, and there's a season where there's dry season, where there's sun everywhere. Things don't stay the same. The same thing, there's climate change everywhere. Now we're having rain in January. That's what I'm saying. Things don't remain the same. In a lake, water in a lake can dry up. So you need to know that things don't remain the same. That's the concept of life. You put food on the table today, by tomorrow it is spoiled. Things don't remain the same. The concept of life is that things don't remain the same. Ordinary food you put on the table, it's dried up. Today there's sun. Tomorrow then there's a cloud. Then the next few days again there is rain. It does not stay the same. The sun does not shine all forever. The moon does not stay forever. Rain does not fall forever. Everything keeps changing. Things never remain the same. Now the sun is getting hotter now. Getting hotter and hotter than before. Than what it was 20 years ago. Things don't remain the same. The world does not exist to remain stagnant. It does not exist to remain on one spot. It has to move. It has to change. It has to evolve. That is how the world is created. Things never remain the same. Now there's a concept. There's a popular saying that you don't jump up to stay up, you grow up to stay up. So in as much as life is not designed to remain the same, then growth is inevitable. You understand? Growth is the concept of life. Since things will remain the same, life has to grow. Life has to. Now, growth can be two-sided. Growth can be either positive or negative. There's even a third side to it, which I'll tell you. But growth can be either positive or negative. So let's talk about the positive side of growth first. For instance, now, for growth to be positive, you have to add value. We talked about value in our previous videos. You can go and check it out on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all our pages. Go and check them. We talked about value there. But however, we are still going to talk about it a little because it's very, very essential to growth. So, but let's talk about the positive growth. What are the positive growths? A drunk man that changes his life, that is growth. A foster child, you were fostered into a foster home. After you are done, then you become a parent, then you foster a child. That is growth. That's what we're talking about. You are clueless before, suddenly you have clues. It's growth. There's a problem, you have a solution. It is growth. That is positive growth. From a problem to a solution, that is positive growth. I get what I'm saying. From a seed to a fruit, that is positive growth. Okay, you plant a corn seed, you have a whole harvest. That is positive growth. You plant a mango tree, it grows up, it brings out fruit. That is positive growth. So from seed to the fruit stage, that is positive growth. There's also, if as a taker, you always collect, give me, I take from Mr. A, I take from Mr. B. Then suddenly you start giving. That is growth. You have changed from being someone that takes all the time to someone that gives all the time. So that is growth. So growth can be positive or negative. These are the positive sides of growth. You are jobless, then suddenly you have a job. That is growth. Growth can be positive or negative. The positive side of growth is this. Now, what are the negative sides of growth? Negative side of growth is when you lose value. For instance, food will lose value and become a decayed product. That is negative side of growth. And then, for instance, when man dies, a man changes to dust. That is also a negative side of growth. So growth can be positive, growth which adds value. Growth can be negative, which loses value. Now, positive growth for one can mean negative for another. That's why I said growth has three sides. There's the positive side, there's the negative side. But what is positive to one can be negative to another. That is also growth. So we are going to be checking that out now. Okay, for example, food to decayed products. When the food decays, it is negative to man, but it is positive to plants. It's positive to caterpillars, ants. It is positive to even the soil because it becomes manure to plants. So that is an example. For instance, when man dies, it's negative to man, it's negative to humanity, but it is positive to the soil because that the body decomposes and becomes manure, becomes food to insects, becomes food to plants, and so on and so forth. So what is positive growth to some can be negative growth to others. That's what we're trying to say here. Another example is a drunk man to a changed man. The brewery loses. The man that drinks 30 bottles a day before and then he stops drinking, he becomes a changed man. The brewery that is producing beer loses. But to humanity, everyone is happy that is a changed man. So what is positive to one can be negative to that. War is negative to many people, especially those that are affected. But those that are selling weapons, it is positive to them. Those that are selling bombs, it's positive to them. Those that are profiting from it, it's positive to them. So what is positive growth to someone today can be negative growth to another person. So when there is war, the company manufacturing weapons is growing positively. So what is growth to you can be negative to another person. Okay, so now try to be on the positive side of growth. That is the key. When there is growth, always try to be on the positive side of growth. Growth is inevitable. Whether I like it or not, you can't escape it, neither can you do without it. That is how the world is designed. The world is designed to grow. You cannot escape it, you cannot do without it. You are programmed to grow. Either you like it or not, you will grow. You have to grow. Whether you like it or not, that is the way the world is designed. You will grow. So therefore, you can either choose to grow or you can be forced to grow. You can choose to grow or you can be forced to grow. So which would you like? Now, I'll give you an example of when one is forced to grow. Now, when you are forced to grow, the decision is taken out of your hands. You don't have the decision making anymore when you are forced to grow. I'll give you an example. For instance, if you are broke and you are looking for a job, you are forced to grow. Why do you wait before you are broke before you look for a job? So that's the problem. So because you are broke and you are looking for a job, you take any job. The decision is no longer in your hands to choose. Another example is when you are poor. Now, because you are poor, any food they give to you, you will eat. Whether it's rice, whether it's garlic, you eat. So when you are poor, you are forced. That kind of growth is a forced growth, as you have no choice. Do you understand now? So always choose to grow. Choose to grow. Now, when you choose to grow, you are proactive. No, you are no longer forced now. When you choose to grow, you are proactively growing consciously. Okay? Decision is in your hands. So you choose to grow in a particular direction and you also choose your type of growth. Do you understand that? So when you choose to grow, you are proactively growing. You are growing consciously. You are doing it, you are planning it. So you are choosing your direction, and you are also choosing your type of growth. And I'm going to be giving you examples of such growths. Now, examples of those that chooses their growth. For instance, you have a job, a man that has a job now and learns a trade. He is growing. You have a job, then you learn another trade, you are adding value to yourself, and you are growing. For instance, now, if you have a job now, while you even have a job, you upgraded from maybe BSc to MSc, at that point you are also growing. Because now, by the time you can choose your own job, you can choose another job on your own without losing one. Are you getting that? So that is growth, that is positive growth, and you are choosing to grow. For instance, a student that plays football, now you are studying. While you are studying, you already play football, you are learning a skill, you are perfecting that skill, you are growing, you are choosing to grow in a particular direction. And that example is a student now that is, for instance, a student that is learning a trade too. You are also growing. While you are studying, you are learning a particular trade, you are growing in a particular direction. So you choose that direction. That is what we mean. You choose that direction that you are growing. That is what we are talking about. So when you choose to grow, you grow positively. Okay? Now, how do you grow? This is the most important part of this topic. How do you grow? Now, how do you grow? I'm going to give you steps on how to grow. Number one step I will give you is you grow by adding value to yourself. You grow by adding value to yourself. In fact, growth is about adding value. Now, the first step to grow is add value to yourself. Get an education. You are adding value to yourself. Get a skill. You are adding value to yourself. Are you getting me now? Now, go to areas of higher demand. For instance, if you are a doctor, go to where people are sick. If you are a soldier, go to where they are fighting war. Don't stay in a peaceful place. If you are in a peaceful place, you are not growing, you are not making money, you are not going anywhere. So if you are a soldier, go to where they are fighting. If you are a singer, go to somewhere where they sing. That is what can change. That's how you can add value to yourself to help you grow. You understand now? Also put yourself in profitable situations. For instance, during COVID-19, doctors, nurses were in profitable situations. So put yourself in profitable situations. That is what it means to be proactively growing. That means you are the one selecting your situations. You are selecting your conditions. You are selecting the situations you find yourself. That's what we are talking about. Now, tap into your natural potentials. Okay? Tap into your natural potentials. If you are beautiful, become a model. You understand? If you are beautiful, go for a beauty pageant, become a model. If you are tall, go and play basketball. If you are tall, you can be a security guard. That is your natural potential. That is adding value to yourself. Do you get that? If you can sing, go to a church or go to a club, go to where they sing. That is tapping into your natural potentials. You grow when you tap into your natural potentials. Of course, if you are a sharp, you can become a sharpshooter, you can become a sniper. You get what I'm saying? If you are brilliant, you can be a mathematician, you can be a physicist. So tap into your natural potentials. These are ways to add value to yourself. That's the number one way to grow. Add value. Now, the number two way to grow is to add value to others. Add value to others. For instance, you are a foster child. When you become okay, when you are grown up, you start working, you foster a child. That is it. You are adding value to others. And as you are adding value to others, you are also adding value to yourself. Your value keeps going up and you keep growing. So the next stage of growth is after you added value to yourself, add value to others. When you touch people's lives, you gain more value from them and you grow more. So that's the next step. Add value to others. Now, number three way to grow is to add value to your team. Now, I'll give you a sample with a football club. If let's say Messi now, when he started, he was adding value to his team. His team was winning. He was scoring. His team was playing. He was distributing balls and everything. His team kept winning, and as his team kept winning, his value keeps increasing, and bigger teams keep picking him up. So that is it. So when you add value to your team, your team will grow. But as your team grows, you also grows, and then they will also appreciate you more, and your value increases amongst them and amongst external teams. And through that, you also grow. Same thing applies at your working place. your small team at your working place, when you add value to them, the team grows, the team prospers, then you also grow. Then that is it. You add value to your team. Now, the next number 4 way to grow is to add value to your industry. Where is your industry? I'll give you a case study like Dangote. Now Dangote has added value to the business industry. He has added value by building a refinery to the oil industry. So when you add value to your industry, you add value to yourself and you grow too. Your industry grows, and as the industry grows, you grow. For instance, now if you are a computer analyst now, as you are adding value to that industry, as that industry becomes big, as it grows, you too make more money, you too you grow, you too you become more valuable, and your value increases. That is the number 4 way to grow. Now, number 5 way to grow is to add value to the world. Add value to the world. You've added value to yourself, you've added value to others, you've added value to your team, you've added value to your industry. Now, the next way is add value to the world. That's the greatest way for growth, because when the world gets better, even you grow. Add value to the earth, and the earth grows. You grow. That's it. It's simultaneous. They all go together. For instance, Michael Faraday invented electricity. We all benefited from it. The whole earth benefited from it, and the whole earth is growing. Thanks to Faraday, there's electricity, there's computer, there's mobile phones, there's laptops, there's light during the dark. Thanks to Faraday's electricity. So as it grew, we also grow. So when you give to the earth, when you add value to the earth, everyone enjoys, everyone grows. Another example is Sir Isaac Newton, who discovers the laws of motion. That's an example. Carl Benz designed the first operating automobile in the year 1885 in Germany. Carl Benz. So he has added value to the earth, and he increased the value. We remember him till today. What of Dr. Edward Jenner? He is the first person to design the first functioning vaccine, the first efficient vaccine. He's the first person to design the first successful vaccine in May 1796, Dr. Edward Jenner. He increased value on earth. He gave value to the earth, and he has increased in value. So he grows. As the earth grows, you grow. So Bill Gates discovered Microsoft, and it has revolutionized computers and softwares. That's what we're talking about. When you give to the earth, and the earth grows, everybody grows. I'm just mentioning a few names. There are so many people. Musicians, they add value to the earth. Doctors, lawyers, etc. They all add value to the earth and to others, and they also grow. Do you get it now? That's the concept of growth. Now I've told you how to add value to yourself, value to others, value to your team, value to your industry, and value to the earth, so that you can grow. Now, there's just a few basic tips I want you to know. When you add value to others, they grow and you also grow, right? So it's a win-win. So why not add value? Why not help others grow, so that you too can grow? It's a win-win. Both of you will win. Also, the way you grow, the way to grow up is to add value. If you want to grow up, you add value. It's that simple. The way to grow up is to add value. And guess what? You keep adding value. And guess what? You don't stop adding value. Did you get it now? When you add, the way to grow is to add value. I told you growth is inevitable. You grow whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not. But the way to grow is what? You add value. And what? You don't stop adding value. Okay? You add value, you keep adding value, you keep adding value, you don't stop adding value. Why is that? The reason is because the moment you stop growing up, you start growing down. Life is not designed to be on one spot. So you cannot be on one spot. I'm sitting on the fence. You don't sit on the fence. You are going down. So it's either you are growing up or you are growing down. So it's either you choose to grow up or you grow down. You cannot stay constant. Life is not designed to stay constant. Life is designed to move, to keep changing. It's either changing upwards or positively, or it's changing negatively. It's either growing positively for you or it's growing negatively for you. You are not on one spot. Don't let anybody deceive that you are on one spot. You are not on one spot. If you know you are not going up, just know that you are going down. So life is not designed to be on one spot. So once you stop growing, you start growing down. Once you stop growing up, you start growing down. Okay? So for instance, a food, when you put food on it, when you see food now, you prepare it, it's finished product, it's ready, nice aroma. What happens when you don't eat it? It doesn't stay there. After a while, it will get spoiled. It's growing down. Do you get it now? A fruit, when it gets to a point, a seed grows into a plant, it grows into a fruit, right? Then the fruit gets matured, ripe, ready to be eaten. What happens if you don't eat it? It will get spoiled. If you don't eat mango, it will get spoiled. If you don't eat banana on the tree, it will get spoiled. That's it. Nothing is designed to stay on one spot. If it does not grow up, it will get spoiled. It will grow down. That is life. If you understand this concept of life, you will know that the best way for you is to choose to grow and to grow up. Look at this issue of a boy. When a boy goes to a man, fine, he's growing up. Then he goes to an old man, fine, he's growing up. But what happens when the old man dies? That's going down. You cannot stay on one spot. Growth is inevitable. So growth does not stop. It is either upwards or downwards. So choose to continue growing upwards, so you won't be forced to grow downwards. Do you get it now? Choose to grow upwards so that you will not be forced to grow downwards. Growth is inevitable, my friend. Choose to grow. Not only to grow upwards, not only to grow upwards, but continue to grow upwards till you die. That's just it. You have to choose. If you don't choose to grow, you will be forced to grow downwards and you start depreciating. So choose to grow. Not only to grow, choose to grow upwards. And as you grow upwards, choose not to stop growing upwards. You cannot stop. You have to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing upwards till your last breath. That is your only choice. And you either choose it, or the word that is designed to choose for you will force you to go downwards, and in which case you have no choice, you have no options, and you're devalued. You will be devalued. But when you choose to grow, you can choose your direction, you can choose your focus, you can choose your angle that you are growing, and then you can grow upwards and keep growing upwards and keep growing upwards and keep growing upwards till the end. So my friends, that's it on growth. If you enjoyed this session on growth, it has been very inspiring. I want to listen to everything, and then we also touch some things on value there. But for the full package of value, please check our pages. They are values, treated value. So growth is inevitable. You either grow up or you grow down. Mind you, you can't jump up to stay up. You have to grow up. So when you grow and you keep growing and you don't stop growing, then you can never come down. Thank you. Please remember to watch and like and subscribe all our videos, including this one and the other videos on our pages. YouTube is Topelove Talks, also Topelove Talks. Facebook is Topelove Talks, also Topelove Talks. Instagram is Topeloves. Twitter is Real Topelove, and of course Telegram is Topelove Talks and Topelove Talks. So all these pages are designed to give you content that would really help you to discover your potentials and help you to grow. So, but to help us keep this service going, like our videos, share our videos, so that we can be encouraged to keep bringing this to you. I'm sure you are blessed. I'm sure you enjoyed this session. Till I see you again next time. My name is Topelove. This is Topelove Talks. See you next time. Thank you.